To keep me and the Jamaica and strong. I pray to God to give me the energy we need to keep Jamaica and our people firm and strong. Stand up, labor rights. Stand up for justice. Stand up for truth. Labor rights are proud of their party.
In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. Jamaica, nobody fuss, no, nobody fight. We did a fi be a labor right. No shaky boat because a woman will like. We did a fi be a labor right. The river come down green, it's so pretty and bright. We did a fi be a labor right. The way me love shower in a green, me baptized. We did a fi be a labor right. Right now me nah worry about visa, cause we have one of the greatest leader. Me nah run way, go a foreign like triple X and go beef gravel leg out a freezer. Out ya fit on green like Tracina. I will say no wage freeze for the teachers. We have the prettiest women like Anne-Marie Vaz and sexy Venetia. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. Oh no, see center, my servant center. Kitchen no, St. James parameter. Our doctors did have to use garbage bag. Yo, does you go on like you no member? Now blessings that flow like river. Every bad prayer return to sender. Dr. Cole and Blair teeth drop out from when PNP never buy them no denture. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory. In the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, we shall have a victory.
Good evening, Liberites, and good evening to all other comebacks watching this channel. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Laborite alive. Good evening, my people. Good evening. Now, there are 60 of us now. Please get me some thumbs up, my people. As you're coming at the live, just give the live a thumbs up. See? Thumbs up promotes the live. So we have some information for us this evening. I got 2 videos, and then we're going to do a monologue as per usual. So let's roll out the evening shout outs, my people, and then let's get into it. See? So Larry, big up yourself. Nyran, big up. Claudette, big up yourself. Alman, big up. Verona, big up yourself. Sharon Scott, big up. Charlene, big up yourself. Anita Earlfoot, big up. Hanif, big up yourself. Mama Winsome, good evening. Jerome, big up yourself. And Beverly Clark, big up. See, you know, we are going to grow as the evening progresses, my people. So let's get into the first of 2 videos. I got some information for us as it relates to, you know, work that is going on in Jamaica. Why Style Politics, big up yourself, good evening. Saying Winsor Radcliffe, good evening as well. So let's get into it, my people.
Public development projects. At roughly 4.4 billion Jamaican dollars, the Portmore Resilience Park is one of the largest public development projects currently underway in the country. The idea is simple: create a modern, eco-friendly, multi-purpose space for recreation, sports, and community activity in the heart of Portmore. But with such a huge amount of money being spent, and with so many other national priorities still demanding attention, the question naturally arises: is it worth it? Let's start with what exactly is being built. The Portmore Resilience Park covers more than 20 acres of land in St. Catherine. It's designed as a full-scale recreational complex with walking and jogging trails, sports courts, multi-purpose indoor centers for netball, volleyball, and badminton, children's play zones, outdoor fitness areas, and event spaces. The plan also includes commercial areas, allowing local businesses and vendors to operate legally and profitably inside the park. This isn't just a few benches and trees. It's a modern civic space meant to redefine what a public park looks like in Jamaica. What makes it stand out even more is that the park is being built with sustainability in mind. Solar panels will help power parts of the facility, rainwater harvesting systems will help manage water usage, and drought-tolerant plants will be used for landscaping. Electric vehicle charging stations are also part of the plan. The goal is to make it not only a beautiful place to relax, but also a symbol of Jamaica's growing awareness around green infrastructure and environmental responsibility. In a country that regularly faces droughts and flooding, this kind of design signals a shift toward climate-smart public development. Now, how is all this being paid for? The government has confirmed that the entire project is funded through the national budget, meaning taxpayer money. There are no foreign loans, no external debt being taken on for this project. That's rare, and many people see that as a positive thing. It means Jamaica is paying for it directly from its own resources, rather than borrowing and adding to the national debt. But that also means those billions come out of funds that could have gone to other needs: education, healthcare, housing, or road repair. So while the no loan aspect is a good sign for fiscal independence, it also makes it worth examining how wisely that money is being allocated. From the government's point of view, this park is a long-term investment in people. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has repeatedly talked about the importance of creating public spaces that promote health, safety, and social unity. For a
And by the way, my people, the Portmore Resilience Park is just a flagship one. There will be several roll out across Jamaica. So this is part of the push to move Jamaica from third world to first world, my people. See? So we continue to listen.
City like Portmore, which is on track to become Jamaica's 15th parish, this park is meant to be its signature feature. The project fits into a broader vision of transforming Portmore into a modern urban center, not just a bedroom community for Kingston, but a self-contained city with its own social and cultural identity. According to official statements, the park is expected to create hundreds of jobs during construction and dozens of permanent positions once it's fully operational. The construction phase employs builders, electricians, landscapers, and suppliers. Then, once it's open, there will be maintenance crews, security, administrative staff, and vendors working within the space. So, in that sense, it's not just a park, it's a small ecosystem of local employment and business opportunity. The inclusion of commercial zones within the park is also strategic. It means the park won't depend entirely on government funding for upkeep. Rent from shops or event spaces can help offset maintenance costs over time. Beyond economics, the government argues that the social benefits are just as valuable. Public spaces like this can improve community well-being in ways that are hard to measure in dollars. They provide safe, open areas for families, children, and the elderly. They encourage physical activity, reduce stress, and create a sense of belonging. For Portmore, a densely populated area with limited green space, the impact could be significant. The design also takes into account Jamaica's changing climate. Portmore, built largely on reclaimed land and low-lying areas, faces constant flood risk. A properly designed park with natural drainage, vegetation, and retention systems can actually help manage stormwater more effectively than concrete surfaces. In that sense, the park is not just for leisure, it's part of the city's resilience strategy. That's where the name Resilience Park comes from. It's built to withstand and adapt to environmental challenges. Still, not everyone is convinced. There are concerns about whether the money could have been better spent elsewhere. Critics argue that while
Who would think I critics, my people? Wanna tell me in the comment section. Who would think I complain so the money could have spent better elsewhere? Eh? Wanna tell me in the comment section. These are the same critics that gave $1 billion to criminals in St. Catherine. Wanna tell me who I critics, my people?
are nice, the country still struggles with more basic needs. There are also concerns about maintenance. Jamaica has a history of big, beautiful public projects that later fall into disrepair because there isn't enough funding or management to sustain them. A park of this size will need constant care: landscaping, security, lighting, cleaning, and waste management. If those things aren't properly budgeted and enforced, the park could quickly deteriorate. Another valid concern is usage. How many people will actually use it regularly? Will it truly serve all residents, or mainly those who live nearby or have easy transport access? There's a risk that a high-end park can end up underused if the surrounding infrastructure doesn't.
So, hundreds of parking spaces going into it. There will also be a bus route running through it itself, JUTC. If you build it, they will come, my people. This is how, you know. And Jamaicans, this will be a space also to keep entertainment stuff in Portmore. You know, so there will be a space allocated for entertainment where you can build a stage and, you know, people can go there and have stage shows and concerts. So this is a good initiative by our government. And I chose to use this picture of our Prime Minister tonight. This is how he looked when he became Prime Minister of Jamaica. The first time, you know, was a very young man, and he has not disappointed us. He has, you know, definitely grown into the position. Love music, big up for gift, you know. See, the PNP vex said them not have access to the money for thief it. Exactly. See, so yeah, big up yourself. Love music. We'll continue to listen, my people.
End up underused if the surrounding infrastructure doesn't support consistent public access. If transportation, safety, and community involvement aren't prioritized, even the best facilities can fall short of their potential. However, it's also worth looking at the bigger picture. Jamaica cities, especially Portmore, have grown fast, but often without enough green open spaces. Many communities are built around traffic and concrete. The psychological and social cost of that is rarely discussed. Studies around the world show that public parks improve community behavior, lower crime rates, and strengthen neighborhood identity. They make cities more livable, especially for children and the elderly. From that perspective, the park is more of a needed correction to how Jamaica's urban planning has developed over the years. When you look at the scale of the national budget, the park's cost, while large, isn't impossible to justify. It's a one-time capital expense meant to serve tens of thousands of people for decades. The potential benefits are both tangible and intangible. Tangible in the form of jobs, business opportunities, and tourism. Intangible in the form of pride, community health, and mental well-being. Those intangible benefits, while harder to calculate, can be just as important to a nation's development. It also sends a message about self-reliance. Jamaica isn't waiting for international aid or private investors to build something for its citizens. It's
Good evening to my beautiful wife. Good evening, baby. Darset, big up yourself. Darrett, sorry. Shane, big up yourself. Janet Green, big up. The Island Classic TV, big up yourself. Claudette Williams, Cheryl Griffiths, big up yourself, Cheryl. Andrea Shaw, big up. Larry, big up yourself. Leonie Lioness, big up. Bertie, big up yourself. Osborne, big up yourself. Timoy, big up yourself. Who else? Guardia, big up yourself. Cooper, big up yourself. Dwight, big up. Mama Lady J, big up. Shirley, big up yourself as well. Lisa Hall, big up. Kim Murray, big up. A. Hutchinson, big up. Paul James, big up. Big up Lioness. See? Big up on yourself. Good evening to my beautiful mother-in-law. Good evening, Mommy Melody, big up yourself. Iona, big up yourself. Christopher, big up yourself as well. We're not late, you know, I'm a bite out of the neck ching. Hakeem, big up yourself. Rootlin, big up yourself.
facility that everyone can enjoy. That kind of decision reflects a sense of national confidence, an understanding that not every investment has to yield direct profit. Some investments are about creating public value and improving daily life. Of course, the success of the park will depend on how it's managed once it opens. Maintenance and community engagement are everything. If the government ensures that it remains clean, secure, and well-supervised, it could easily become one of Jamaica's most beloved public spaces. But if oversight slips, or if the park becomes neglected after the cameras leave, the criticism will only grow louder. The key will be setting up a proper management structure, one that involves the community, local businesses.
We don't have to worry about management when it comes on to this government. Puerto Rican, Jamaican, big up yourself. This government is managing our affairs properly. Saying for all of the negative Nancy's out there that think that, Jamaica is going to fall apart under the Jamaica Labour Party. we are more concerned that that would happen under the People's National Criminal Organization, my people. Jai, big up yourself. Good evening. Father, Dark Night, big up yourself as well.
And the Portmore Municipal Council in active collaboration. To keep the park sustainable, a portion of the commercial income should ideally be reinvested directly into its upkeep. Vendors, food stalls, and event organizers can help generate ongoing revenue. A Friends of the Park program involving local volunteers and schools could also help with community care and awareness. These small measures can make the difference between a project that fades and one that thrives for generations. There's also the opportunity for the park to become a cultural venue. Outdoor concerts, art fairs, and heritage events could draw people from across the island. If managed creatively, it could become not just a local space, but a national attraction, a showcase of what Jamaica can do when it focuses on modern, sustainable, and inclusive development. And that could inspire similar projects in other towns and cities. In a sense, the Portmore Resilience Park represents more than its physical space. It's a statement about Jamaica's direction. After years of focusing on debt reduction, austerity, and macroeconomic stabilization, the country is now turning toward quality of life investments. Building something beautiful, practical, and environmentally responsible signals that progress isn't just about GDP growth. It's about how citizens live, how communities connect, and how the environment is treated. So, is it worth it? That depends on what happens next. If the park opens and becomes a vibrant community hub that promotes wellness, business, and environmental education, then yes, it will be worth every cent. If it's maintained with pride, kept clean, and protected from misuse, it could easily become one of the most meaningful public projects in Jamaica's recent history. But if it's poorly managed, or if it falls into neglect after the cameras leave, the criticism will only grow louder. For now, what we can say is this: Jamaica's trying something ambitious. Building a massive, taxpayer-funded park in a fast-growing city is a bold move. It's a bet on the future, a bet that Jamaicans deserve high-quality public spaces just as much as good roads and hospitals. It's a bet that investing in beauty, health, and leisure is not a waste, but a step toward national pride and well-being. Whether that bet pays off depends on all of us, on how much we use it, how much we respect it, and how well we hold leaders accountable for maintaining it. The Portmore Resilience Park might not fix every problem Jamaica faces, but it has the potential to show that development can be about more than economics. It can be about quality of life. It can be about the kind of country we want to build, one that values green spaces, public access, and the simple right to enjoy where we live. In the end, maybe that's what makes it worth it.
So before we go to the next clip, my people, when this is Andrew Holness when he took over from Bruce Golding. This would have been in the time when he lost the election to Mama P. And he went into opposition and was challenged for the leadership by Manayard. Do you remember that? Andrew Holness have reinvented the Jamaica Labour Party and is on his way to reinventing Jamaica on a whole. And I just wanted to bring you guys back to the start to have a look at him. Today he looks much older. We have grown up with him, my people. There's going to be a generation of Jamaicans that will only know Andrew Holness. In this last 10 years, Andrew Holness, or in the last 15 years, so we're going to add the opposition part. And so Andrew Holness have been around now for the last 17 years, believe it or not. See? And in that 17 years, big up, Mitro, for that gift. Big up yourself. Where did you get the information about the Walton family living in Mobile? Just curious. I was told by, somebody in the known, my people. It is not, it is not something that every Jamaican know, but I was told by somebody in the known. Just say that, Mitro. See? Now, as I was saying, we have grown up with Andrew Holness, a whole generation of us. And he has not disappointed us. He has been there with us. because much like most of us, he had seen the PNP's degradation, that they used to degrade Jamaica and the Jamaican people. They have created a generation of people that has no class. They have created a generation of criminals. They have created a police force of criminals. They have created a justice system of criminals. Even the very tax office you went to had criminals. The depot that you go for gain a driver's license had criminals. JUTC had criminals. The military had criminals. The PNP have overseen a generation in Jamaica of pure downgrading and criminality. They are the one who allow the crime rate to get out of hand because they like to hug up criminals. Criminals like Rotten Mango. Criminals like Triple X and other hardcore criminals. So, I am using this picture tonight to show a Jamaican child that this is how our Prime Minister looked when he took over from us. When he took over us 17 years ago, when he took over the country, this is how he looked. A very young man. And he have done every single thing that he can do to try to move this country forward. He has given his life, he has devoted his life to the upliftment of the Jamaican people. See? And he has not demonstrated once that he wants to give up on us. He's still here, he's still trying, he's still building things like the Portmore Resilience Park. You know, we talk about the police headquarters in St. Catherine this morning. There's one in Westmoreland. There are several over other parishes as well. This government under the leadership of Andrew Holness is without a doubt the best government that Jamaica has ever seen. It is better than Bustamante's. It is better than Edward Seaga's. None of the PNP them put together can compare to Andrew Holness. So all the comparison Andrew Holness have is to go up against our own Prime Ministers, Bustamante and Edward Seaga. But no other Prime Minister, not Michael Manley, not Norman Manley, not Portia Simpson, not PJ, none of them come close. If you combine all of them there together, none of them have achieved not even a quarter of what Andrew Holness has achieved. And as I say this, we're going to go into the next topic now. So I want to listen to this. These are all the projects that will be completed by this government by the ending of this year and the beginning of next year. See, so listen to this.
Jamaica is quietly building it. While the world's eyes are elsewhere, Jamaica is quietly building its future. 2025 is the year when massive, years-long construction projects are finally coming to fruition, and the island is about to change for good. So, you might want to forget everything you thought you knew about Jamaica's roads, its hospitals, and its economy. A multi-billion-dollar wave of transformation has been building, and this year it's making landfall. We're talking about brand new highways that cut travel times in half, slicing through mountains and hugging the coast. We're talking about world-class medical facilities that will save lives for generations. This isn't just about concrete and steel. It's about ambition. It's a...
And I played a clip yesterday with two guys that went to walk through. They went to do a inspection on the Cornwall Regional Hospital, and we played a clip of that last night as well. So, you know, Jamaica is moving, my people. We are moving upwards and onwards, and we need to deport the PNP then.
Nation-defining overhaul set to shatter old expectations. Today, we're taking a detailed tour of the massive works finishing up across Jamaica this year. These are the mega projects that will redefine the island in 2025. Number 1, the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project, SCHIP. Let's start with the big one. The project's so vast it has literally reshaped the entire southern flank of the island. The Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project, or SCHIP. For years, traveling the South Coast was a real test of patience. Winding, narrow roads, always at risk of floods and landslides, made any journey slow and a bit treacherous. It was a bottleneck that choked off economic potential and frustrated daily life for thousands. But that was the before picture. The after is a total game changer. The $575 million SCHIP is more than just a road. It's a modern artery designed to pump new life into Clarendon, Manchester, St. Andrew, St. Thomas, and Portland. As of June 2025, this colossal project is 96% complete. Major sections you might have already driven on, like the May Penn to Williamsfield Toll Road and the 4-lane highway from Harbor View to Yallah's Bridge, have already radically changed how people move. The final pieces, linking Yallah's Bridge to Port Antonio and Morant Bay to Cedar Valley, are set to be substantially finished by the end of June 2025. Think about what this really means. A drive that once took hours navigating crumbling asphalt is now smooth, fast, and safe. The project reconstructed 141 kilometers of road, but it's what's in the road that's just as impressive. Engineers tackled age-old problems head-on. In places like Port Morant, known for constant flooding, the highway was elevated and redesigned with sophisticated drainage. That's climate resilience built right into the asphalt, and it gets smarter. Buried underneath are 140 kilometers of new fiber optic ducts, laying the groundwork for a digital upgrade in rural communities. Alongside it, 248 kilometers of new water pipelines were installed, improving access to basic utilities. This was never just about getting from A to B faster. It's about creating corridors of opportunity, connecting farms to markets and people to jobs. And even as the main work wraps up, the project is already expanding. In June 2025, the government broke ground on the Port Antonio bypass, an $81 million extension of SCHIP that promises to open up the full economic power of Portland. This isn't just a highway, it's the new backbone of Jamaica's south coast. Number 2, the SPARK program. If SCHIP is the main artery, the SPARK program is the capillary network, getting lifeblood into the heart of every single community. Officially known as Shared Prosperity through Accelerated Improvement to Our Road Network, SPARK is probably the most ambitious local infrastructure plan in the nation's history. With a $45 billion budget, this is the government's answer to decades of quick fixes and deteriorating community roads. The idea behind SPARK is simple but revolutionary. Stop patching and start rebuilding. For too long, local roads got temporary fixes that would wash away after the first heavy rain. SPARK throws that approach out the window. It's all about total reconstruction, using
You know, in the 80s, Edward Seaga had made a whole department that was meant to fix and maintain roads. And I didn't know that. And as soon as the PNP came to power, they discontinued it. I forgot what it is called. See, when I elder, then can't remind me. But Edward Seaga had a whole section, just like how you had NWA, and you had Water Commission. You had a whole department that was meant to fix and maintain roads. See? And the Public Works Department, and it has nothing to do with the design of these highways. Porsche and PJ was the conceptualization of these highways. So these highways actually goes back as far as 1968, my people. This is how long they have been on the books. So these highways that Andrew Holness is doing, they have been on the books since 1968, my people. That is how far Jamaica is behind. See, so these highways that you see are below a cut through St. Thomas and come through Bush, all of them was meant to start in 1968, 1969, 1967. They are actually JLP ideas. They have nothing to do with Porsche and they have nothing to do with PJ. See? And if you don't believe me, go and check the Hansard. All of the information is there that you need. So these projects that Andrew Holness is doing, that the PNP is claiming that it is theirs, some of it is theirs, but majority of it have been there since the 60s and a lot have been there since the 80s. Edward Seaga wanted to do a lot of it as well and did not get the chance to do it because the money was not there. See? So, anybody want to know about the highways of Jamaica? These plans go as far back as 1967, 1968, 1969. And it is there for anybody to see. See? So, that. We'll continue to listen to people.
Using modern engineering standards to build durable roads. We're talking a reinforced subbase, a thick 3-inch asphalt top, and proper drainage to make sure they last. In many cases, the work even includes new sidewalks and retaining walls. The scale is something else. By mid-2025, work is happening on over 100 roads, with a target of 130 roads under construction by August and 160 by the end of the year. By the close of June 2025, about 35 to 40 of those roads were expected to be completely finished. This is the largest, most concentrated burst of road work in independent Jamaica's history. But Spark's impact...
Shanice, you had that night by accident. Yeah, you hide Sean Kid by accident, B. I don't know how to unhid him, you know. So yeah, I forgot try and unhid him. Okay.
Goes way beyond a smoother drive. It's a huge economic stimulus, set to create 13,000 construction jobs. On top of that, it's estimated to save Jamaicans a whopping $1.3 billion in vehicle operating costs. That's money that stays in people's pockets instead of going to mechanics for front-end alignments. And they're building it smart. The program coordinates with other critical needs. Over $5 billion is being spent on upgrading water pipelines at the same time, laying them in utility corridors next to the new roads. This brilliant move prevents someone from having to dig up a brand new road just to fix an old pipe. From Everest Drive in Harborview to Mayho Drive in Portmore, the proof of Spark's progress is showing up everywhere. It's a program...
Yeah, so anything we want to know, Larry, about the roads and the road network in Jamaica. So, in the 50s, Bustamante had repaved every piece of NAA road across the island, in every parish. See? Even ones that did not vote JLP. All of them was rehabilitated. They did I think crushed stone and asphalt, and they built them up. And when the PNP came to power in 55, they did nothing. When JLP come back to power, that is when they started to plan out the highways. Even the causeway that Edward Seaga did, that was meant to be done from in the 60s. Highway 2000 that PJ Patterson said him do, that was meant to do from 1969. See, so they were on the books already, they were on the plan, but you know, them never did a think say one day we're gonna have the internet and we can search for things and find them. So what me I gonna do, I am going to search for these things and I will come here with the evidence to show all who say PJ and Portia did a bill and show no say these things are actually from 1960 and they were meant to be done. But the PNP have no ambition, them a jankro, the leadership of the PNP. See? Anyway, we'll continue.
It's a program that touches lives directly, making it safer for kids to walk to school and restoring pride in communities that felt left behind. Number 3, a landmark overhaul of national health care. Jamaica's infrastructure boom isn't just about getting around, it's about fundamentally transforming public health. 2025 is seeing the culmination of a multi-billion-dollar push to modernize hospitals and clinics, bringing 21st century medical care to every corner of the island. The crown jewel of this effort is the Western Child and Adolescent Hospital in Montego Bay. Now in its final construction stages, this 7-story, 250-bed facility is set to become a beacon of specialized care for the entire Western region. As of mid-2025, the interior work is moving fast. Its completion, happening around the same time as the reopening of the Cornwall Regional Hospital next door, will be a monumental leap forward, offering 12 medical specialties that were hard to find in that part of the country. Speaking of which, the massive rehab of the Cornwall Regional Hospital has hit a major milestone.
You imagine, say some work was meant to be done in the country from 1960. Michael Manley come and spend 10 years and do not one highway. Which highway Michael Manley built? Anybody know of a highway that Michael Manley built? Michael Manley spending whole 10 years on mine Castro and people business. And left food business to spoil. Eh? Whole 10 years in spend on mine people business. And left food business to spoil. You never see Michael Manley on no video turn on water? You never see Michael Manley on video I give people water in our community? You know tell you, elder them what did there on. You know see that? You never see that pan JBC? Eh? You did see them up there on JBC? Michael Manley spending whole 10 years when get and mind people business on world stage. And the people them in Jamaica hungry like a dog. And trying tell the people them say if you go and go take a land. And that's why some of the old licky people they love him. But Jamaica suffer under Michael Manley. See? We don't have nothing for show for 10 years with Michael Manley in a power for. Show me a piece of infrastructure with Michael Manley build. You know see what hospital when build? Eh? It's 6 school them or 5 school them where they say build or 4 school where they say build a Cuba build them. Cuban money. Not $1 out of Jamaican coffers no build them. Jose Marti, Nakalva. Where sports college name? GC Foster. I think one more. See? Not even a school Michael Manley no build. In our time. If a Cuban then ain't come build them 4 school again, we would have none. So if you don't know no history, Garvey Masio, yeah. If you don't know no history, you got things say, through the granny I tell you, say, Michael Manley did a good prime minister because Michael Manley take out the whole of money out of NIR and give them. And when the money done, everybody are dead for hungry. I saw we granny they did fool. And licky, and they still love money today. When I say, for all granny them, when we see them now, the first thing them do along out their hand for money. Eh? Because of that they used to, so Michael Manley broke them. And when Michael Manley give them a whole lot of money out of NIR and it done, we could have built nothing in our country. We didn't have no money to build nothing. So all of them projects that the government left, the JLP government left to do, it couldn't do in the 70s. And then we had the wars in the 80s. Jamaica was in a civil war in the 80s. So all of that time, you know, between the 70s and 80s, Jamaica was in a civil war. So I think got tribal that time. And not much was done. When PJ then come now, PJ then had ample amount of time. You see how Andrew get ample amount of time and Andrew using time to develop a country. That is what PJ should have done. So all of them things are from the 60s, 70s, 80s even. PJ should have done them, you know, incrementally. He should have done them consecutively. Instead, they spend their time trying to destroy Edward Siaga's character and spend their time trying to destroy Edward Siaga's legacy. And they further destroy the country. See? And it is Andrew now that is coming to do things from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and plus what him have to do now. See? So Andrew will still need another term after this term to do theme things them what him want to do. See? So we know our history. If you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
With over 60% of internal work done as of July 2025. After a long road, the 10-story institution is being reborn. Pretty much everything inside is new, from the framing to the pipes. When it's finished, it will be a bigger, better hospital with 12 new operating theaters and an emergency department twice its original size. We should see it substantially complete by early next year, with some departments already starting to reopen. Meanwhile, in St. Catherine, the $5.5 billion redevelopment of the Spanish Town Hospital is picking up steam. The project will turn the island's largest Type B facility into a state-of-the-art 6-story building, adding bed capacity and new services like cardiology and oncology. It will feature a modern A&E wing and be equipped with cutting-edge tech like CT scanners and MRI machines. While full completion is slated for early 2027, construction of the main structure is a key focus all through 2025. This wave of upgrades also includes primary care, major health centers like Greater Portmore, J660 FM, Old Harbor, J930 and some, and St. Jago Park, J704M, are all being completely redeveloped for completion during the 25 to 2026 period. These aren't just renovations. They're complete overhauls designed to deliver a higher standard of care right where people live. Together, these projects are a powerful investment in the well-being of every Jamaican. Number 4, securing the nation's water supply. Beyond the new roads and buildings.
We talked about the water supply last night, my people, but you know, we like to go over the thing that is going on and to give persons who probably weren't here last night more information. See, Jamaica is way better today than it was 10-15 years ago, my people. And Andrew Holness is the driver behind modern Jamaica. Bruce Golding is the founding father, but Andrew Holness is the builder of our new Jamaica, my people.
A quieter but just as critical revolution is happening underground. Jamaica is making a historic investment to secure its water supply, taking on the growing threats of drought and climate change with some serious engineering. The biggest project is the Rio Cobre water treatment plant in St. Catherine. Construction on this $77 million, $12 billion plant.
Big up Father Steady every time. Big up my bro. Keep up the great work, my bro. PNP going to jail for thief, right? They said they're going to deport her, every boss. So, you know, I hope when they deport her, the media is waiting at the airport. So we can get a live update as to what is going on. You know, people like them for living a disgrace into thief.
Officially kicked off in March 2024 and is set to be the second largest of its kind in Jamaica. Excavation work is well underway in 2025 with a 2-year timeline for completion. This plant is a direct answer to the severe droughts that have plagued the Kingston metropolitan area, KMA. During the worst of it, the KMA has faced a daily water shortfall of 12.5 million gallons. This plant will completely change that math. Once it's running, the Rio Cobre plant will pump 15 million imperial gallons of treated water every single day to about 600,000 people across Kingston, St. Andrew, Spanish Town, and Portmore. This will not only wipe out the current deficit, but also create a surplus, meaning fewer water restrictions and less trucking during dry spells. It's a cornerstone of Jamaica's climate resilience plan. This focus on water security is also happening on a smaller scale. For instance, Phase 2 of the Whitehall to Newmarket Water Supply Project in St. Elizabeth is underway. With a $342 million budget, this project is designed to bring
I believe somebody from St. Elizabeth asked me in the comments last night if there would be water in St. Elizabeth, and I said yes. So it is an island-wide thing, my people. You know, every parish is getting water, right?
Clean water to about 8,000 residents in rural areas that have been historically underserved. These projects are fundamental. They make sure that as Jamaica grows, its most essential resource, water, is managed well and delivered reliably. Number 5, upgrading urban and community connectors. While huge highways are redefining long-distance travel, a series of smaller, targeted projects are working to fix daily traffic headaches and reconnect communities. These are the unsung heroes of Jamaica's 2025 infrastructure push, focused on improving the everyday flow of life. In St. Catherine, the Grange Lane upgrade is a perfect example. This $1 billion project is all about dualizing the roadway to ease traffic flowing in and out of Portmore. By early 2025, the project was already 90% done, with final touches expected by March. This isn't just about adding lanes, it's a strategic move to prevent future gridlock, especially with big developments like Greater Bernard Lodge coming online. For commuters who have spent years in traffic, this expansion is a welcome sight. Further out, the Troy Bridge Replacement Project shows a commitment to restoring vital links. The original bridge connecting northwest Manchester and southern Trelawney collapsed during Tropical Storm Grace in 2021, cutting off a critical route for residents and farmers. As of May 2025, work on its replacement is about 60% complete.
It is now 80% complete. We had an update yesterday, my people, so it is now 85% complete, and it will be completed this Christmas. So the people of Chai will be getting their brand new bridge for Christmas, my people.
The new 2-lane concrete bridge is a lifeline. Its completion, expected by March 2026, will fully restore traffic and be a huge boost for the surrounding farming communities. And it's not just the Troy Bridge. The government has a nationwide accelerated bridge program backed by UK Export Finance to fix or build 54 bridges across the country. These projects are critical for keeping the national road network intact and ensuring communities stay connected, especially as weather events get more severe. One road and one bridge at a time, these upgrades are stitching the fabric of the nation closer together. Number 6, building economic hubs and resilient communities. Jamaica's 2025 vision goes beyond roads and pipes. It's also about creating dynamic...
Members, I'm telling you, Lioness, these are things that I have researched extensively. I don't like to talk about things when I don't know, because I can't bother if you run you down and you run me down. And then when you look one right and one wrong, you see what I say? So I search these things. I am always reading. I am always doing something, watching some kind of documentary. Me just lie down in my bed and me just read. You know, I saw me stay, me just read. Because I need to find information. I actually have an archive myself of things that the government has done in Jamaica. You know. And if you Google Portia Simpson Miller achievements, there is none. Eh? Bruce Golding, who spent less time there than her, have achievements. And if you Google Portia Simpson Miller achievements, there is none. So the person will come and say a Portia idea and PJ idea. Portia Simpson Miller, no achievement. When you Google Portia Simpson Miller, when you Google it now and tell me what you see. There's nothing. So is that like we know our history? See? Family court where Michael Manley saying bring to Jamaica, that was there from the Jamaica Labour Party. We lost power and they implemented it. It was left on the books. Equal pay for women, that was there from the Labour Party. We lost power and they put it into being. Just like the Cornwall Regional Hospital was built under the Jamaica Labour Party, finished under the Jamaica Labour Party, but we lost power as it finished, and a Michael Manley cut the ribbon feet. See? So some people from back then would think of Michael Manley Billy overnight. They just clip his finger on the bill. Because I saw people stay at Jamaica, some of them, especially the PNP one them, you know, they're very stupid. Anyway, we continue to listen.
It's also about creating dynamic spaces for economic growth and better living. 2 projects perfectly capture this: the Garmex Free Zone redevelopment and the Portmore Resilience Park. The Garmex Free Zone in Kingston is being transformed from an old industrial park into a modern...
That was actually Angela Brownberg's idea, you know, Eric. That idea came directly from Angela Brownberg, the tax handcat man. They wanted to put even license plate on bicycle. You remember that? People that ambition. People that careless people. They wanted to put license plates on bicycle. Angela Brownberg, you see him, Angela Brown teeth on all up and now. That was her idea, my people.
Logistics and manufacturing hub. Phase 1 officially opened in June 2025, delivering 126,000 square feet of brand new industrial and warehouse space. The high demand for these spots shows just how needed they were. But that's just the start. Contracts are already signed for phases 2 and 3. Phase 2, costing about $3.2 billion, will add a new entrance and multi-level warehouses. Phase 3 will develop another 5.7 acres. Together, these next phases are expected to create up to 3,000 new permanent jobs over the next 5 years, turning Garmex into a powerful engine for employment. On the community side, the Portmore Resilience Park is taking shape as a game-changing green space for the Caribbean. Located in what will soon be Jamaica's newest parish, this $4.4 billion project is on track for completion in the 2025-2026 period. Built on 21.5 acres, it's designed with climate-smart tech to be both beautiful and functional. The park will have a jogging trail.
I have also heard through the grapevine that the government is looking into bringing back the free zones, my people. So we might, in a year or two, we might see the free zones coming back to Jamaica and building garments and shoes and all of these things again. in Jamaica. So we have a government that is building. I would love to see Air Jamaica come back. And if I had the money, I would operate it myself under the Jamaican flags. You know, there are ways to. Airline is very hard to operate. But there are ways to do it, my people, and make it, you know, lucrative. You know, get in private investors and open up routes to certain places that, you know, it needs to go. And as Jamaica grow and as Jamaica get better, more and more people will be coming from all over to come to Jamaica. It is already happening. See? So that I would love to see that come back one of these times. You know?
Courts for tennis and pickleball, an indoor center for netball and volleyball, and a large concert area. But crucially, it uses solar panel lighting, drought-tolerant plants, and drip irrigation to save resources. It's more than just a park. It's a statement about the future of urban living in Jamaica, one that's green, resilient, and focused on community wellness. 2025 is a transformative year for Jamaica, with major projects shaping the nation's future. The new Southern Coastal Highway will boost business in the eastern parishes, while the Spark program ensures smoother local roads. New hospitals and water systems will serve a growing population. And economic zones like Garmex are preparing to employ a new generation, all connected by these roads. Jamaica is undergoing a mega makeover, building a more connected and resilient future. Which project excites you most? Share your thoughts and don't forget to like and subscribe.
I believe they will lock up the PNP them when they want to work. See one of them sit down in their yard and refuse to go work, lock them up. See? People like Mark when me hear a cuss over TikTok what they say, then walk him out and not give him no money and he hungry. And him a charge people rose and donut and all kind of stuff for coming in box. I see him, real dirty nigga. Prison if you go, let lock him up. See it? Now, I have said this on several occasions, so you guys can forgive me for keep repeating it. I am very proud of my nation. I am very proud of my government. I am very proud of my Prime Minister. Today, under the leadership of Dr. the Honorable, or the Most Honorable, Anjo Michael Brogard, 1 p.m. Wholeness. And I'm sure by the next election we'll have another name for him. See? I am at a place now in my life where, because, so for persons who might not know, I reside in the UK, you know, but I am a staunch supporter of the Jamaica Labour Party and I am a patriot through and through. And I am home as often as I can be. You know, I still contribute to stuff back home. So, you know, I get little tax money from me, and I get little remittance from me as well. See? So, for all like people, they're going to tell me now, say, oh, if Jamaica so nice, I cannot come home. If Jamaica so bad, I cannot left. Eh? But anyway, the direction that my country is going down today, I am seriously looking towards home. You know, the problem I have is where I reside in Jamaica. My people are lacking ambition. Yes, Sean Kid. Portia was PNP's best. I would say Norman Manley was the best PNP leader. But you know, after independence Jamaica, I would say Portia was, yes, their best leader. And you know, because they are so tribal, they fight out their own self. See? So I am seriously looking towards home And I know my government will continue to build on these successes. And the only thing that was detrimental to the health of the Jamaican people, and when I say thing, I actually mean thing, was the old bullfrog, old Bucky Meister, old Bucky Swamps, old Bucky 32, L Buck Chopper, will come to chop the Jamaican people them. See? I am glad that on this occasion, the Jamaican people stuck with this government. And we are not going to be sorry for it. Andrew Holness has opened Jamaica to the world. It was open before, but it is even opener now, if opener is a word, or more open. One Jamaica, my people, and that is brand Jamaica. The world has always known about us, but today we are standing far and wide to some big countries like the United Kingdom. Their economy have not grown for 15 years. You know what I say? The United Kingdom economy have not seen real growth in the last 15 years. Jamaica is standing way above it. Canada, I believe Canada will fix their problem because Canada actually have somebody that works for the financial sectors, and he will work out Canada's problem. But even right now, Jamaica is standing above Canada. I don't know, say, if Jamaica had found oil, if Jamaica just find oil today, you know, and we can bring them oil to the market in the next 5-10 years, the Jamaican dollar would be standing shoulder to shoulder with the United States dollar again. It's because we have no commodity like that to hold up our dollar. So we have to build our NIR to keep it from sliding. But if we should find a commodity like oil, Jamaica will once again, our money will stand shoulder to shoulder with the United States dollar again. Just like when we just found backside. Now the UK has walked throughout the world and plundered and pillaged. So because they have the most gold in the world, my people, because they have the most gold in the world, this is why the pound is so strong. It is held up against that commodity. Since so the pound is basically gold, that is why it is so strong, my people. I realized that I chip out a while ago, so don't tell me if you don't hear me, tell me if me blurry, tell me what I go on, my people. See, tell me if I'm good. I realize I live chip out a while ago. You don't hear me? Okay, you don't hear me. This did not happen overnight. It took years of hard work and people being practical, people being ambitious. These are people that knows what they are doing in Jamaica. You know, when we voted out the Labour government in 1972, Jamaica was doing very well, you know. Jamaica was growing above the world, just like Jamaica is growing above the world today. And we were growing even more back then. In one case, we grew 18%. 18%, just imagine Jamaica growing 18% in any 1 year. Jamaica was doing good in the 70s when Jamaica people then vote out the JLP government. See? And we suffered greatly for that in the 70s. And it carried on into the 80s. And it carried on into the 90s. And it carried on into the 2000s. 4 decades of no growth. Jamaica is behind the most developed nation by 40 years. Andrew Holness a try to catch up now. A catch up him a try to do. But Jamaica a pepper, you know? So if you're a PNP and you're listening to me, you probably don't want to comment, you probably don't want to say nothing, but you know that what I am saying is true, especially if you're elder. You know, we know no really like to hear the truth. We know no like to admit. So the government failed the Jamaican people. But they did. Big up in the dirty cup. Prudence, big up yourself. You're late. I'm bite out the neck ching. They did not do their best for the Jamaican people. Andrew Holness is doing it today for the Jamaican people. And I, for one, I am very grateful. You know, I have left Jamaica when I was 16 years old. And I have given most of my late teen, all of my 20s. I am now in my mid-30s. And ever since the day I left Sangster International Airport and I landed at Heathrow and I took the London Underground home, I have longed for home ever since. And I can't wait for the day when I can just come home. And when I go back to England is because I want to go and look for my children. Or I want to go and get something done business-wise. But I can't wait for the day when I can just go home. Financially, I am getting there. You know, and I am glad that we have a government that is making sure they fix security. They're making sure they fix healthcare. They're making sure they fix the public sector. Something is in Jamaica for everybody, whether you're elderly, whether you're middle age, whether you're a teenager. Something is there even for the baby. Us in the diaspora, we play our part. I know I play mine. See? Especially with remittances. You know, sometime when I check the amount of money I send home, sometime, you know, 7,000, even 8,000 pounds for a year sent back home. You know, so I am contributing that way. You know, and in other little ways down there that I don't wish to state here right now. You know. So, us in the diaspora, we contribute in that way, but I want to go home and work and contribute to my society and be a productive and a peaceful member of my community. You know. And it is good, especially for me, to see Andrew Holness from Spanish Town as a youth from Russia and as a youth from Darling Street or a youth from Savlamar in general, that most people don't really look at as anywhere. You know, I am glad to see Andrew Holness and I am very proud of him. I look up to him and I want all of the youths them in Jamaica to look up to him. He has not stolen any money. That is a lie from the pit of hell from the PNP. They did it to Edward Siaga by saying Edward Siaga stole 30 million. They did it to Hugh Shearer as well. They did it to Bustamante as well. It is a PNP playbook where every time they are out of government, they say the Labour Party is corrupt. It worked on many occasions before, but this time it did not because we have social media. See, this is why it never worked this time. Had we not had social media and we had just conventional media, traditional media like TVJ and the Gleaner, it would have definitely worked. You know? But they weren't counting on people like me and TikTok and, you know, Facebook and YouTube and all of these things. They weren't counting on that. So they went out to tell a lies. But if you go back in a history, you will see that they did it to Edward Seaga as well. The same thing that they're doing to Andrew Holness now, telling lies that he stole money. They did it to Edward Seaga, saying Edward Seaga stole $30 million. Want to remember? Big up, you know, family tab. Dennis, big up yourself. Amai, good night. Big up yourself. Lady J said, we did not hear you. They did it to Edward Seaga. They did it to Bustamante by saying Bustamante can't read. PNP say Bustamante could read and people who could read themselves believe say Bustamante can't read. Big up yourself, you know, Dorrit. The Jamaica Labour Party is making great strides. Great strides. And we must be proud as Jamaicans to see where we are coming from. To see where we are coming from as a nation. We were the pot scraping, the bun rice in the bottom of my pot. That was Jamaica. Today, as I take up a pot cover and take off a bag, and you see steam arise. And with that, it's steam. We hot. We hot. We are growing. We are blossoming. And everybody and their mother want piece of Jamaica today. That is because of Andrew Holness. So don't be fooled. The Prime Minister have not stolen anything. The Integrity Commission, Greg Christie and Seymour Panton, and the youth named Lawrence, and another one in there, and another two. All of them are known PNP operative. And they set out on a mission since the COVID pandemic to tear down the Prime Minister's image. The Prime Minister have not stolen anything. The Prime Minister have an asset. And when I say asset, I mean in land where he have, in car where he own, in house where he own, and any money where he have in a savings. It all accumulates up to $1 million US. That I don't know money. I look a bit of money compared to Mark Golding 200 million US where he have. Mark Golding is a multi-billionaire. Andrew Holness is not here because of any money. How much year now? He not taking pay rise. He still get only $9 million while Mark Golding get 28 million. And I can't understand why Andrew refused to take him money. Actually, it was explained to me why Andrew not taking money. So, if Andrew Holness takes his money, then PJ Patterson get 28 million as well. So that is the reason why he's not taking the money, my people. Because how the Prime Minister work, if the Prime Minister gets a pay rise, then every previous Prime Minister, and this is how PJ Patterson set it, my people, and him set it up, PJ Patterson and Omar Davis. So, if Andrew Holness takes a pay rise, then PJ Patterson gets one as well. Portia gets one, and Bruce Golding get one. And I believe Edward Seaga wife gets as well. See? Because she's still alive. Right? So, this is a money saving mechanism by the Prime Minister. So, instead of finding all of that money to pay them, he refused to take his. See? So, them don't get it. I believe that Bruce Golding deserve it. I believe that Edward Siaga wife should probably just get one percentage of it, to be honest. I believe that Portia Simpson Miller, we are give it to Mama P. Me like Mama P. Mama P can't get it. But Mama P don't want it. Mama P can't use it because they say she ill. So what the Prime Minister need to do now is to change the legislation. Change the law that PJ changed. See? So him can't take his money and PJ they not get none. They just continue to collect a percentage of a pension. See? So that was explained to me as to why the Prime Minister is not taking the pay rise. Because if he takes it, PJ get it as well. And PJ not deserve it because PJ a criminal. So make him turn in a pavilion with the walking stick. See? And PJ will go take the body by body, kiss by the PJ don't keep Shadis. Be ever say, you be telling about Shadis people. I tell you, you know, say I brought me out, you know. PJ all I know, PJ can't trouble the body but talk, so PJ all, PJ can't take no him can't get up here though. But anyway, you know, for that joke aside, my people. Andrew, if any other Prime Minister don't deserve it, Andrew definitely deserve it. And I hope it is retroactive because, you know, when he do decide to take it, I hope he can get back all our money. If Share wife is still alive, then she should get a percentage as well. See? And bear in mind that I was married to Portia Simpson. I'm going to tell you now, my people. Me and Portia did there. I did married to Portia. But they never know about me. They didn't hide me. So I deserve a percentage of what Portia would have gotten, my people. See? So all of that, my people, Jamaica is in a good way. I just want to continue to drive that point home. I will continue to come here and I will continue to. By the way, I cook me that cook, you know, anytime catch me in my people. I have to turn off my pot. I come home from work and I clean up my meat and I cook my curry turkey neck and piece of fried chicken. I'm not going to no too craver. See? And at the time run out for me, I have to turn off my pot. So my pot even done cook. See? So all in all, my people, I will continue to try and find these information and I'll bring them to the fore. We'll continue to drive the point home, continue to share the good news though, my people. Continue to tell the people that good things is happening in Jamaica. Tell them that I am here on a daily basis, telling the people what is going on in Jamaica, and I'm coming with evidence. See, and everything that I say, even though you hear AI already, you can fact check it, you can go up on JIS, you can go up on Office of the Prime Minister, go up on the Prime Minister himself, IG page, and you will see these things. So, I don't make me a make up it, I make AI already. It is actually real. If you don't go to Clarendon and see highway, if you don't go to St. Thomas and see highway, if you don't go to St. Thomas and see the urban center, see? So I don't make me a make up it, then did it, my people. See? We can lobby for legislation to be changed. 1 PM has work and still working hard. He deserve it. I believe a 2/3 majority could have swapped it, so we had the chance, and you know we lose the 2/3 majority. So I believe, you know, the PNP is not gonna vote with us on that because, you know, them want when any one of them become Prime Minister, them get the money. See, so you don't know they love money already. If anything, them kind of begs and say certain things have oversight because they not got enough teeth when they come back. So they probably begs. I don't see how they look at Parliament, why everybody miserable, everybody in a phone. See Damon Crawford motor. Long, board him and spend up one heap of money and you know win the election. Because they tell themselves say the route is through St. Elizabeth and the route is through Westmoreland. So then go down there and spend 74 billion at Westmoreland and spend 100 billion somewhere else and spend much billion at Portland, but guess what? We chick them. See? And we were strategic. And we open up a new route to Parliament now and show them say sit down and bobo. See? By the way, my people, I'm going to love you and leave you now. Big up all 341 now. Big up all 172 persons that gave me a thumbs up. See? And I will see you in the morning. Big up on yourself. I'm going to put on back my pot. I say a white time. After one now, you know. And I did cook my pot and steak out now. But anyway, I put on back my pot finish. And I will see you in the morning. See? Big up on yourself. Much love. Shower labor rights.